What's up, guys? Welcome to Fantasy Smack Talk. I'm Namco, sitting here with Dustin. We're excited. Fantasy football is right around the corner. And in this show, we're going to be doing the rankings of the 2010 fantasy football running backs. But first, we got some big news. Dustin, hit them with it.
We're going to have games on our site this year. We're going to have a weekly pick'em coupled with a Survivor League. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're all going to be active in it. Just go onto our site. It's free to enter. You have a chance to win a lot of great local and national prizes.
And that's a trip to Hawaii. That's also one of the prizes. It's free, trip to Hawaii. Go ahead and log in and get this done. Dustin, no more waiting. Let's get right into the rankings.
We start with Chris Johnson. You can't argue with those numbers last year. He had 16 total touchdowns, 2,500 total yards. The guy should have another solid year. Next, we got Adrian Peterson, led all running backs in rushing touchdowns. Looks like Brett Favre's going to come back. So that offense should be clicking and running on all cylinders. So look for him to have another solid year. Moving down, we got MJD. Lived up to every bit of hype last year. Should have another solid year. And the last guy in this tier is Ray Rice. He'd be a lot higher on this list if he had more touchdowns. And look for Baltimore to be better at offense this year, so they could find that end zone a little bit more, which could definitely help Ray Rice.
Tier 2 starts with Frank Gore. We love this guy again this year. He can always catch the ball out of the backfield, and they bulked up their offensive line. And he played 14 games last year, which is pretty good by Frank Gore standards. Next, we have Michael Turner. Obviously, disappointing year last season. He was definitely banged up, but he averaged almost a touchdown per game. Gotta love that. Next on our list at number 7, we have Steven Jackson. It's not Sam Bradford's team. It's still Steven Jackson. Expect him to get a ton of carries and a ton of yards again. And rounding out Tier 2 is the most disrespected running back in fantasy football, D'Angelo Williams. Every year he seems to slip, and every year he produces. Don't let him pass you by again this year.
Taking a look at Tier 3, we start with Mendenhall. He's going to be asked to do a lot with Roethlisberger being out the first few games. He has a big upside. We think he has a solid year. Next, we got Sean Green. Now, a lot of people might shy away from him because LT out there, but it's Sean Green's job. He's a high-risk, high-reward player early in the draft, but we say he's a good gamble. Moving down, we got Ryan Grant. He improved on his touchdown totals from last year, which we expected was going to happen. On that offense, he has a lot of value. We really like him as maybe an early second-round pick. Moving down, we got Cedric Benson. He was hurt for 3 games, but he still put up amazing overall numbers. We think Scott could be breathing down his neck, taking a few carries from him, but as long as Benson can stay healthy, he should have another great season. And the last guy in this tier is the rookie, Ryan Matthews. A lot of people are going to be drooling all over this guy, and for good reason. You're going to have to use a good draft pick to get him, but he should have a solid season.
Tier 4 starts with number 14, Jamal Charles. Now, this guy won a ton of people championships last season, but Thomas Jones is now out there in Kansas City. At the very least, he's going to vulture some of those goal lines away from him. Next on our list, we have Beanie Wells. We expect him to have a very good season. Hightower's still there, but Beanie Wells, make no mistake, is the man out there in Arizona. Next on our list, we have Noshawn Marino. We fully expect him to get the bulk of the carries for Denver. And rounding out Tier 4 is LaShawn McCoy. He had 40 catches last year. He's not really competing with much out there. With Kevin Kolb at the helm, they might actually lean on the run a little bit more this season.
At the top of Tier 5, we got Pierre Thomas. Now, he's yet to have that amazing season, but he's the number 1 running back on the best offense in the league, so that's got to mean something. Moving down, we got Felix Jones. Now, there's no guarantee he's going to be the starter, but we do think he gets the majority of the carries. With his average of 5.9 yards a carry last year, it was tops in the league. He's way too good of a player to not get the ball. Moving down, we got Joseph Adai. Now, we weren't ready to write him off last year. We're not ready to write him off this year, but he is 1 year older. Donald Brown's 1 year more experience. He's going to start sneaking into Adai's carries a little bit more.
Tier 6 starts with Jonathan Stewart. It's really amazing how him and D'Angelo both rushed for over 1,000 yards last season, and there's no reason to think why they can't do it in 2010. Next on our list, boy was he a disappointment, Matt Forte. Most leagues he was drafted top 5, and obviously that didn't really work out. But this year, Mike Martz is the offensive coordinator for the Bears. Loves running backs that can catch the ball out of the backfield, and that's something Forte can certainly do. Next, we have Ronnie Brown. A lot of other experts have him a lot higher than this. We're just not thrilled. He's coming off an injury, and there's no guarantee that Ricky's not going to chip a lot into those carries. Then we have Brandon Jacobs, another big disappointment. But if he ever puts it together, he's a beast, and he'll certainly have great fantasy value. Then we have Best, the rookie for the Lions. Some of the other experts, we see him a lot higher. I don't know if they're aware. He still does play for the Lions. And rounding out tier 6 is Bradshaw for the Giants as well. Now him and Jacobs we think will both be good on a good enough offense to have productive years. We just don't think either of them are really going to excel, so we can't put them any higher than tier 6.
So that'll wrap up tiers 1 through 6 for the running backs. Definitely check out all of our other tiers and rankings and get into our forums, and let's start talking some football. I'm Dustin, this is Brent. Sign up for those games.